To wait a half season, what's another hour and a half with the weather delay for the Edmonton Elks, who finally do come through with the W in Hamilton? And another great homecoming for Trey Ford, really, Matty. I mean, he won in his debut in a different kind of game a year ago, Canada Day. This time, I mean, he made a statement right from the get-go.
He did. He was locked in, and we've seen that from him a couple weeks now, and particularly here at Tim Hortons. He won a couple high school football games too here, and he says he kind of likes playing here, and he reminded us about that, and he's 4-0 at this park. And yeah, you know, I don't think he was taxed too much tonight with his legs. He rushed the ball 5 times for 60 yards. That play there is impressive. Reading the defense out, you saw cover 0, you spotted the football, nice route by Dunbar, and then he finds him again for his second, on the move a little bit, drawing defense to him, and then opening receivers with his skill set. Really an impressive night, not trying to do too much, playing within himself. It could have been a bigger game. Eugene and Mitchell catch on to the deep balls, and those numbers could have been a lot better, but Trey Ford, tip of the hat to you. It's a long time coming from this Edmonton Elk football team.
You mentioned the rushing. As it stands, 13 of 18 passing for 174 and those 2 touchdown passes, no picks as well. And here he is now with Matthew Shinetti.
Trey, Matt Dunnigan mentioned it. There's just something about you, your hometown here at Tim Hortons Field. What kind of vibe do you get when you play on this field?
I don't know, definitely a good one. You know, it's always nice to come out with a win. I mean, I played a couple high school games here back in the day. We were undefeated here too, which was nice. So now I guess I'm 4-0 here, 2-0 pro football. But I mean, I love playing here. I love coming back home. A bunch of fans in the stands. I mean, high school friends, family, everybody's out here, so it's nice.
What was going through your mind during that delay? You guys had the lead last week against Winnipeg. I saw you pacing, doing your activation, stretching in the hallway, but you were still keeping yourself loose. How did you kind of try to push that energy to your teammates?
Yeah, 100%. You always want to try to stay in the game. I mean, those delays, you know, they take a long time. I mean, I don't know if I've ever been in a part of a delay that long, so I mean, it was an adjustment for me. I was just hoping that I was leading by example for my teammates. Hope they see me, you know, putting in a little bit of work to stay ready to get back on the field and execute.
How good does this feel? I mean, there's been so much talk about the losing streak. Kneeling down, knowing it's a win, knowing what's on the scoreboard, how does it feel?
It feels amazing. I mean, I think this is what we needed. We needed one game to turn it around, and I think this one win is definitely going to help, and hopefully we can build from here and just continue to win.
Thanks for this.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
This first win of the season for the Elks, not just about Trey Ford and that offense, too. Hamilton had trouble in special teams in the kicking game and also a punt return touchdown called back by a penalty. But also that Elks defense, the job they did, especially getting pressure on Taylor Powell.
Yeah, and doing it with 4 and just their defensive line and not really having to add in too often. And I think that was what was most impressive. And they just kind of spread the love. Here you see 5 coming at them, and Jake Serezna and middle linebacker.
Niles Morgan got that one too.
They were relentless, and they didn't put themselves in a position where they could get an explosive play put against them. They corralled the young quarterback and harassed him pretty much the entire night. And I don't think Hamilton got much flow going offensively. To Taylor Powell's credit, he hung in there and didn't really turn the football over. But the Edmonton Elks were hungry on both sides of the line of scrimmage, offensively with their O-line, and the defensive line got after it to make sure they got their first win of the season.
Yeah, in all, 7 sacks for that Elks defense, 2 of them by Jake Serezna, who's with Matthew.
Jake, now that you're on the other side of this, what's the value of a win after everything this team's been through?
I mean, it's everything, you know. We've been working hard all year, and for it to not pay off in victories has been really tough for the team. But, you know, the guys have persevered. We kept working hard, kept pushing through it, and there was no quitting us. So to come out here and kind of play 4 quarters and play a whole game, it means a lot to our team, and we just got to keep doing that going forward.
How did you see that perseverance? How did you feel that perseverance? Was it in the film room? Was it in the weight room? Because doubtlessly you guys are probably hearing the losing streak, the history around it. Where did you see that perseverance?
You saw, you know, with guys not getting down on themselves, you know, anytime you're on a losing streak, it's easy to point the finger, and I don't think we did that as a team. And then we went out and practiced hard every day, every week. Even though we were losing, you know, the guys were still working hard. We got a lot of young guys, but they just kept working. And, you know, eventually it turned around. When we can play 4 quarters as a team, you know, I think we're a better team than our record shows. We just got to do that consistently.
I'll let you go into the locker room and celebrate it. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Well, we asked Chris Jones a couple of days ago, what would a win mean? Would it mean even more than just the 2 points in the standings? He said, absolutely. I mean, it was just on their back, and they got it done. It's not about being 1-9 right now. It's being 1-0 this week. Finally, a victory for the Edmonton Elks.